What's up guys, my name is Jose, aka Joe Engineer, and today I'm going to show you how to clean a very dirty, greasy transmission. This video is about the method that I use to clean up a really greasy, gross, larger metal object in your car, like a transmission or an engine case or a differential or whatever, you name it. I actually did this exact same process on the transmission that is in that car right now, and I have a written article on my blog explaining step by step how I did that, including before and after photos if you want to check that out or you want to see a written version of that. But I have this extra transmission that I plan on rebuilding and swapping out in this car eventually. But for now, I need to get this off this engine stand because I need the engine stand for another reason. So for a different project. So I'm gonna demonstrate the cleaning process that I use on this transmission, which is a magnesium case 915 gearbox. Show you how that is done so I can take this gearbox with its clean exterior and store it for later rebuilding. If you rather use a power washer outside and blast everything away, and that works for you, that's totally fine. Or if you want to douse it in your specific favorite chemical that you use to degrease it, that's fine too. This is a method that works for me because I can do this indoors and not make a huge mess. Every time I've tried to power wash something, the water ends up blasting little bits of junk everywhere and creating a bigger mess. And it never really quite works very well to clean the surface. I've never used one of those vapor blasting services, but it seems like a good alternative. So maybe that's the path of least resistance for you. Or if you can drop it off at your local machine shop or rebuilder so that they, put it in a giant parts washer and clean it all up with their various solvents. But if you don't have any of that and you just have a very small space that you can work with, and it has to be indoors, you don't want to make a huge mess, or you just want to be really meticulous and do one spot at a time until it's all completely done with as few chemicals and complicated tools as possible, then this method is might be worth considering. And all you really need for this is some kind of drip tray, oil pan. Oil pans work to place under the area that you're cleaning if this is a spot on the car. For me, since I have this on an engine stand, I happen to get this drip tray that fits on here, so this works very well for me. You're gonna need a bunch of brushes of different types. Old toothbrushes are perfect. A pack of cheap metal bristle brushes, like the brass ones, the stainless steel ones, whatever. Little pipe brushes, pipe cleaners, pipe brushes. These work as well too. As you can see, these have been through some tough work beforehand. Any type of plastic scraper you may be able to get your hands on to be able to scrape off like big chunks of goo. You need a bottle of some kind of concentrated degreaser like Simple Green or Purple Power or whatever your favorite degreaser is. Just keep it concentrated. A bucket that you are willing to ruin because it's going to get really dirty, with hot water in it and just your favorite blue dish soap. A rag so that you can transfer the crud from here, soak it up, and then wring it into the bucket full of water. And this way you'll keep doing this back and forth, just transferring the crud from here to here instead of on your hands or anywhere else. And this can be a microfiber or those, I've used those cheap red cotton shop towels because they're pretty tough, they're cheap, and they're, you know, they can handle a lot of scrubbing and kind of last a long time, but I don't have any right now, so I'm gonna use this microfiber. And the star of the show is a steam cleaner like this one that I've had for a very, very long time. You can tell it's been through a lot because it's dirty and kind of gross. But man, this is the best tool that I've ever used for cleaning. And these things, you just fill them up with water, plug it in, it heats up the water and turns it into steam. And that's all it does. That's all it does. It just creates a bunch of steam, and it essentially softens up the goo on the surface that you're about to clean. And that, in conjunction with brushes and your favorite degreaser, is going to make for a good way to remove some of this crud. And then after your towel gets really loaded up with junk, then you come over here and you wring it out. And gradually the transmission will be less black and the bucket of water will be more black because you'll be transferring all the crud over here. And beyond that, some safety glasses would be good so that when you blast the, you know, just so you don't get stuff in your eyes. Heavy rubber gloves. Get as thick of a rubber glove as you can because you'll be handling degreaser, which will eat through the thinner latex ones, and also so that you can brush and, you know, protect your hands and all that stuff. And that's basically it. There's nothing else very high-tech about it. I think the biggest, the most specialized tool in here is the steam cleaner, which you can get anywhere. So I'm gonna play around with this video and see if I can show you a time lapse of how all of this works. But yeah, that's about it. Let's get to it. Okay, quick progress check. So I did most of the nose cone casting, and I'm already starting to see that these results would have been way more impressive had I done them on my aluminum gearbox, because magnesium has that kind of grayish, dark grayish color that doesn't never get super duper shiny. But nevertheless, you can see greasy, clean, bare metal. And this took, I don't know, this was maybe like 15 minutes of cleaning, but It's almost there. And what this does is that this very quickly gets the bulk of the grease off, and then you can go in and get into all the little nooks and crannies and pick off the little bits of grease that are stubborn, or get in there with a teeny weeny brush, or whatever you want to do. But yeah, you can see that it's already working pretty well, and I think the results will speak for themselves once I get to this these other parts that have much smaller nooks and crannies in there. So let me do another section, and then I'll come back and show you the results. Got one side about 80% of the way through. The tough part is getting in all these little nooks way in there with, you know, tiny brushes and scrapers and things, but you can see where I'm going with this. It's getting there. And you can see that the water is now black, and everything around me is still clean. The car is just as dusty as it was before, which means that I haven't made a mess that's been, you know, splashing on the car or anything. So yeah, this is kind of the general method. Okay, more progress. You can start to see, you can begin to see casting numbers and stuff underneath all the goo, but it's getting there. I'm purposely avoiding this differential side cover because that's the most difficult part to do with all its little slots and stuff, but getting there. Getting better, little by little. This is by far the hardest part, getting into all these little nooks and crannies and you know, digging out all the little bits of hard crud that are in there. We're getting there. Here's the inside of the bell housing before and after. Not perfect, but not bad for a quick scrub either. So after a few hours of scrubbing, here's the final result. And I had to bring the magnesium gearbox outside because magnesium is a little misleading and looks very dark even when it's clean. But yeah, this surface is all cleaned up. It's got the typical magnesium corrosion still on it, but you know, as far as the cleanliness of the surface, it's clean. You know, there's no more grease on it. I guess if you really wanted to, you can get in here and get like a flathead screwdriver or something and pick off all the little teeny weeny baked on bits that are still on here, and then get like a Scotch-Brite or something and take down some of this surface corrosion before you treat it with something that will protect the surface. But if this was an aluminum gearbox, it would have been way shinier and much nicer. But yeah, I mean, this is the method. It's not very high tech other than the steam cleaner unit, but this is an easy way to clean literally any large metallic object, or the underside of the vehicle. I literally use this method to clean the entire bottom of the Porsche as well, the chassis and engine bay and all that stuff. So yeah, that's about it. Hopefully, yeah, so I recommend giving it a shot. If you have a big lump of greasy metal that you need to take care of and clean up a little bit. But otherwise, I hope this helped you out, and see you on the next video. Thank you so much.